Hi everyone, I'm Angela. I live with a traumatic brain injury, and this video is part of a project that I'm working on called that is all about brain injury support, education and awareness, and bringing that all to our community. Christmas. Okay, Sean has thrown this one on me today, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what, Christmas? There are so many things around Christmas that I can talk to you guys about. I think one of the most important things at the moment is Christmas is a big time for loneliness. It's a big time for, I suppose, the retrospective, if I want to use a big word. Yay, I used a big word. Christmas is very different for a lot of people with brain injury. You're either are very lucky and very fortunate, and have a lot of people around you that will make sure that you are included so you don't get that loneliness. But for a lot of other people with brain injuries, the loneliness is exasperated at Christmas. Oh, another big word. And I suppose that comes with anyone who's suffering from, disabilities, mental health. Loneliness is huge for a lot of people within a lot of different sectors. But when I relate it to those with a brain injury, I suppose one of the things that really pushes, I suppose, the loneliness is the fact that because we don't do well in loud circumstances, and when there's a lot of people around, we really struggle with that as well. We tend to avoid those situations. And when you think of Christmas, what do you think about? Everybody wants to get together. Everybody wants to catch up. And it's great because we do want to catch up. Well, I know I do in particular. I used to be a very social little butterfly. But I do struggle with large groups of people. And to me, a large group of people could be more than, 4 or 5. So, it's hard to keep a track of conversations because we're all so excited. It's hard to keep a track of the words that I want to say. Like, I know I'm struggling today and I'm very sorry. I hate ums and ahs, but they are in my speech today. So, point exactly. So when it comes to Christmas, I know that I kind of sit down almost, and no offense to anyone watching this, I will sit down and go, okay, these are the people I really need to catch up with. And I will ensure that I will somehow get myself to those people. And it may just mean that I get 10, 15 minutes with them, but it's my way of making sure I do have that connection again for Christmas. And I think that's just because, like, throughout the year you can space it out, but come Christmas time everybody wants to get together, and that's amazing. But it can be very lonely because we do tend to take that step back, because it's hard, and sometimes it's just easier not to make that connection and not to put yourself in the situation where there's a lot of noise and a lot of things happening. Now, you also have the other aspect of that, in that you have those that have lost a lot of family and friends because of, their brain injury. It may mean that their personality has altered, which happens a lot, like I know mine has. And they may be more argumentative. They may be more secluded. And yes, you can say the seclusion can be by choice, but maybe the seclusion is happening because it's easier not to have to deal with those things. So we'll hide ourselves in the bedroom and hide ourselves at home and not get out. The anger, it's easier to say just learn to deal with it, because it's really hard to learn to deal with it. I did suffer anger really badly initially, and it did take me a long time to deal with that anger. And I was nowhere near as bad as a lot of other people that I know of within the brain injury community. So it's easier for them to stay at home and be on their own and not have to worry about getting angry because for 3 minutes the screaming kid wasn't an issue, but now is. You know, they can't control that. It's that point, it's that switch, it got flicked, it's been met, there's no control. It's just going to happen. So to avoid it happening, they just don't go and join in with the family. So the loneliness of Christmas when it comes to a brain injury is very real. It is very hard. And you may see your loved one or your friend and think, oh, well, they're doing it to themselves. They're choosing to stay at home. Yeah, maybe they are choosing to stay at home, but they're not choosing to stay at home out of want. They may be choosing to stay at home because they have to. And it's easier for other people around if they stay at home. Yeah, maybe that's a thought. So if there is someone in your life that does have a brain injury, knock on their door, make that phone call, send the text. 5 minutes, just say hi, just check in. It could make all the difference to somebody. And I'm not going to forget about the carers and the family of those living with the brain injury. Maybe they are also staying at home with their person, so their person's not at home on their own. So let's think about them as well and make the effort to stay at home with their person for half an hour so they get to go out. Go and visit them so they've got someone to talk to as well. You know, it's easy to shrug our shoulders and go, well, they choose to stay at home or they'll be right, but you never know. So I suppose what I'm saying is, if you've got a couple of minutes, make the connection. We didn't choose our brain injury, to have a brain injury. Our loved ones, our carers, our families, they didn't choose it either. So maybe a visit from you is going to take away a little bit of that loneliness and give someone a little bit of Christmas cheer. So yeah, if you've got a couple of minutes, make the contact. You never know what it will mean to somebody on the other end of that phone or behind that door that you knock on. So again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch. Again, leave your comment, subscribe, like, all of those things. Thank you. And if I don't see you beforehand, have a lovely Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, have a great season. Happy holidays. Thanks.